Good morning, YouTube. I was running a little bit behind today. That's why I moved the time back a little bit. But I really wasn't, really wasn't in a rush. Good morning, Bio. Wasn't really in a rush to discuss this morning's topic. Morning, Mike. It's because probably with the cancellation and all that, and people think that I'm a Trump supporter and all kind of crap because I'm not. Trust and believe that. But it's the subject I really wanted to talk about, and but I'm gonna start with um, the story. I have to watch because being an empath, I have to watch my feelings. I have to watch what I watch because it affects me internally. And a lot of times, when I start my day, because I guess what was Geeky Girls Journal was saying, what motivates you? You know what motivates me? How I start my day? I listen to Japanese rock and roll. For some reason, I don't know what the hell they saying, but it motivates me, gets me happy, gets me going, and I moved to attention customers I-75, make it right. I moved to start my day, but I part of being a truck driver, you have to have stuff that you know catches your interest, piques your interest, and so forth and so on. And and that's what a lot of times that's what TikTok, all this stuff piques my interest. It gets me going. And the thing is, this guy came on and he was talking about rap music, just rap music in general, which I think was a poor representation. And he said, and there was a white guy, white country guy, and what he was saying was that rap music has killed because of rap music. So many people have died. So many people have, been hurt. It perpetuates violence. It does all of these things. And I could somewhat agree on some of the points that the guy said, but I had to really turn from it because I started feeling getting affected. But I mean, he had a somewhat valid point. But you could say the same thing about death metal. You could say the stuff about certain types of heavy metal. I remember I was at a truck, I was at this place in Jersey, and they put on this country music, and I heard the N word. You know, and but coming from the place where that kind of originated from, New York, when it started, it didn't start out like that. It started out as I'm the baddest, blah blah blah, and I'm the baddest this, and I make money, and hip hop inhibited the hip hop. You don't stop. But it seems like one bad apple or two bad apples, and don't get me wrong, certain like gangster rap that came out of that was telling a story of what people go through in certain parts of California. And in what I'm saying is I can understand. I can understand. And our go-to is white supremacy which is true, and but we act like it's never going to change. But my step on the argument is you have to want change, and you have to demand change, and you have to put forth change. I was watching another video yesterday, and it popped up on my YouTube, not my YouTube, my Facebook. And these ninjas, male and female, were in such a heated, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. They were in such a heated argument and wouldn't calm down, wouldn't talk it out, and ran back to the cars and got baseball bats. And there was a guy trying to prevent them from coming into the apartment, the apartment stairs or whatever. And two people got past them. Two young individuals got past them. And the person was saying, look, the cops are on the way. Let it go. No, I'm not going to let it, Bob. Let it go, and so forth and so on. The cops are on the way. Let it go. And they ran up the stairs, and then they went bats. A few minutes later, you hear gunshots. Not one, not two. Whoever was shooting was reloading, and must have been really experienced at it, because he was busting off, and the cops had showed up, and even the cops stopped, because they didn't have on bulletproof vests. The cops stopped, and took the stance, and so forth and so on. And I said those two stories to bring up the subject I was talking today. We have a certain group of people, and I'm not being negative against them. I'm not talking down about anyone, and I understand where it comes from. I think it comes from the Pan-African movement, talking about we are all kings and queens. You can't, we're all kings and queens. But my question today for you is, if we're such kings and queens, what kingdom are we overseeing? 99% of us don't even own a piece of property. 99% of us are living from paycheck to paycheck. 99% of us are so enamored by Gucci and Prada and the red shoes and getting that bag, no matter what, no matter how much we degrade ourselves, to shaking our booty shaking our booty in front of a bunch of perverts, to robbing and stealing, to get what we think is a bag. And it's not even close. I understand what they're saying when you talk about being a king and a queen, you're trying to uplift each other. But in my opinion, we need to work on the process. We need to stop backstabbing each other. We need to stop trying to, look, they got one of the best burger places I've enjoyed is In-N-Out. It's not as good as Whataburger out of Texas, but In-N-Out. Well, I think it was In-N-Out or one of them in the parking lot in Oakland, California. And I'm not saying it's just black people doing it, but you can't even walk inside without someone running by, bashing in the windows and stealing whatever's in the car. Because that's the easy way out. You got, our teenagers stop wanting to work at McDonald's, stop wanting to work at at Burger King, stop wanting to work, get those little part-time jobs to have that little money. They'd rather go out and rob, steal, and sell drugs. But the drugs you're selling, you're calling yourselves kings and queens. The drugs you're selling is selling it to your own dang people. Why do you think when was it Ronald Reagan, the Iran Contra and all that stuff, the Contra, the CIA was bringing drugs in and taking it straight to our neighborhoods. And none of us have consciences. None of us have any sense to the fact that we need to come. We can't. You can't wait for the government to uplift us as a people. You can't wait for the government because they don't care. Democrats and Republicans. But we sit here and call each other kings and queens and stab each other in the back as soon as you get a chance. History tells us that kings and queens weren't worth spit anyway. Oh, he was the richest. He was the richest monarch, and he was the richest this, but he had like 150 wives. I call that a cheater, pumpkin eater. But you say, oh, he was the greatest king. He was the greatest African king out there. But he had all these different concubines and all of this other crap. How about having one daggone woman? How about having one daggone man? How about the fact that our mentality, because over the years, is so twisted that we need to start teaching each other. Reach one, teach one. Instead of saying, hey, kings and queens, how about my brother, my sister, like it used to be? Hey, brother. How about my brother, my sister? How about us become a family that we could reach one, teach one, uplift each other? I was reading there was a certain name that the Jews have. The certain name that they have when they do business with each other. Even if they know that someone else can do a better job. But there's a certain name that they call it. We won't do that. We is because of all the years of oppression, all the years we instinctively don't trust each other, but we call each other kings and queens. Think about it. We instinctively don't trust each other. Like if you were from the hood and you got a flat screen TV, you made sure you snuck that into your apartment. You snuck that into your place of living, and you didn't put that big cardboard box out near the dumpster or whatever, because people gonna wonder where that is, so I can go get it. Not where that is, so I can find out how much you making, where do you work? Can I come get a job? Come get a job there. You see what I'm saying? My brother, my sister, we're so quick to blame everybody else. We never want to take accountability that we as a people have failed our own selves. We have failed our own people. We have stuff like BET and all that stuff. It ain't even owned by black. It says Black Education Television. It's not even owned by us. We're being we are being brainwashed. And I'm not saying that it's all the Caucasians' fault. It's not. I could care less. And again, it's not bigoted, it's not prejudice. It's just it's telling my opinion on this. We need to start figuring out and stop with this. If soon as someone gets in a position of authority, they get greedy. We need to start figuring out, my brother, my sister. We need to start figuring out what's going to be the proper mode of change for our future, for our children. I was looking at another thing. This lady, this woman has said she interviewed some eighth grade children. Didn't specify black, white, or brown, indifferent. And we say black and brown. I'm brown. We brown skinned. So we're just as brown skinned as Spanish, whatever. Same thing. Come on, man. She interviewed some kids, and they said, "What are your plans?" Well, I want to grow old. I want to have some kids. I want to have some kids and get their father on child support. Didn't say, have some kids, have a family, grow old together, and have a wonderful time. Guys, I'm telling you right now, and y'all think I'd be attacking y'all, but I was doing the same thing. I'm just celebrated, and I'm not even worthy of her. I felt so bad because I'm low on money this week. My last two checks were low. I would give my wife the world. I would give her the world if I had it. You know what I'm saying? But she has taught me by watching her positive actions that I have to watch my money. I have to watch my situation. I don't need to blow what I got. I don't need to blow what I got. But I was doing the same thing. I was looking for the booty, not saying she don't have one. I was looking for the rough girl, the girl that's a little spunky or whatever. And each time I got my feelings hurt. I got walked on. I got stepped on. I'm thinking your dumb behind was my queen, but I was your jester. I was the court jester. I was the freaking idiot. But somewhere down the line, I had enough. And somewhere down the line, I said, Lord, you get people asking you for money, riches, and all this other crap. Lord, I just want to live. I just want a normal damn life. Can you please help me? It's so funny. I did 2 videos of walking on the beach. I just wanted to sit around the driveway, have a couple of beers, figure out some lawn stuff to do. But I turned out by hour and inch and inch and inch and moment and second and whatever, walking on the beach. We were walking in the dark, and then the videos that start getting darker. There's one darker than that. Then I'm gonna post later on. I sat there and started recognizing the goodness of God, because he changed my attitude. From having an attitude to have a position of gratitude, to say, look, my brother, my sister, God said, I gave you a jewel, and you better start learning how to protect it. You better start learning how to live with it and with her. You better start figuring out what it means to be a man. You know, we don't trust each other, but we say call each other kings and queens. We don't help each other's business. We all have the same lame ass stuff. You know, I'm nails and hair and all that. Ladies, the hair crap is for y'all. It's not for us. I wouldn't care if you were bald as an eagle. Don't put no magic marker on your eyebrows. Show me the beauty that's within you. I might be the only one. Show me your battle scars, your stretch marks, your that you're trying. The most sexiest thing that I enjoy of my wife is I gotta go exercise. My last wife was morbidly obese, and I didn't even care. Yeah, I did. We'll say a lot. Do you see what I'm saying? But my wife wants to exercise, and when she sees me wanting to walk with her, want to do something, exercise with her. That this week, the weekend in Savannah, that's what we did. Instead of driving down to the, we stopped at a hotel. Instead of driving, I realized that this place wants our money. I'd rather have sore feet. And we got out and we walked and walked and walked and noticed, hey, there ain't nothing out here. But we were walking, and I knew that was part of her love language. That I was with her, and you could see the smile on her face. You could see the smile on her face. And yeah, you're right. The opinions of it, but you know what I'm saying. Coming from a man that's just figuring out how to be a man. You know what I'm saying, Mike. But the fact is, we want to act like we are African. Yeah, well, you're right. We are African American, but because of the slave trade, we're African American mutts. People in Africa don't even trust us. The Nigerians and all the other stuff, when they come over here, they send their people over here to be doctors and all this other stuff. But they say, watch out for the blacks in the United States. We're all power to the people, Africa this and Africa that, but they say, watch the blacks. They're drug dealers. All they do is pop out babies. They don't work. They don't do this. They don't do that. So it's also perpetuated by the rest, even in the continent of Africa. That, by the way, the continent is, gosh darn, quadruple the size of what it's looked like on the map. But my morning king, morning queen, and then as soon as they get out of our earshot, that ninja or this ninja. You see what I'm saying, my brothers, my sisters? We should be more uplifting to each other, including and not excluding our our Caucasian brothers and sisters, because they got their own personal problems, and then they're being bamboozled by white racists, by the Republican Party's poor Caucasian brothers. They're being bamboozled by putting the blame of their personal situations on us. Well, the reason why you're not moving forward is the black folks. Reason why you're not is the this, and the reason why, and the same thing when they're doing it, they were doing it with the Mexicans. How about we come up with some kind of situation to help the countries that these people are running away from? Say, look, we're here to help. We're not here to take over. Honduras or Nicaragua, all these countries that these something is so horrific that this person would take his wife and child and walk across a freaking continent to come here. I barely wanted to walk up the beach, but these people walk across a freaking continent to come here. And y'all worried about it, but none of us want to go. None of us want to go get on the roof. None of us want to crawl under our house to fix the plumbing. None of us want to work out in the field to grab those oranges or those lemons or the strawberries or the lettuce or the salad. But we want to know, what's bag of salad getting higher? There's got to be a way. Other countries allow migrants in their country. They allow people to reside, but then at once a year, for you to stay here, you got to go home for a month. You got to go home for a couple of weeks. Then you can return. There's got to be a way to fix the problem. But there's also needs to be a way to keep and remind us and uplift us. We've got certain states that decide that they want to change the narrative. Oh, slavery helped black, Africans in Florida. And nobody says a dang thing. Good morning. I see somebody new come in. You know what I'm saying? Slavery helps, but we're kings and queens. Kings and queens of what? We're not kings and queens of nothing. We need to start taking the neighborhoods. This one guy was saying that the guy I was talking about earlier. What has the rap culture, the hip hop culture done for? It's made millionaires out of people that would have never been millionaires. It made some drug dealers stop being drug dealers. It made those same drug dealers start to go legal and go straight, because rap was better than sitting on the corner for 12 or 13 hours selling it to your own people. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. That guy Killer Mike, he owns what you call it? Duplexes and homes and all kind of mess. I didn't even know. I don't even listen to his music, but I know he was a rapper. Ice-T. He went from gangster rap, saying F the police, to playing the daggone police on TV. Ice Cube, producer now. So there's possible for people to become something other than what they was almost destined to do, to be the highway from the high school to the jailhouse. But we're so enamored on criminalizing our society that when something goes down, it's okay. I'll do a short stint in jail. Ladies, if your man been in jail, he's been somebody's bitch. Sorry to tell you. They treat folks in those places like animals. Do you want I would rather flip burgers. I would rather shovel horse doodle in a horse barn than be treated like an animal that these folks they say, oh the jails are making us the jails are making, it's legalized slavery. They're making money off the backs of convicts. Well, then don't pay one. You've got the mind of a criminal. You've got the mind to steal, rob, steal, distribute, sell these drugs, move them, hide them, do it. You could do. What do you think a CEO does of a legitimate company? He does the same thing. He learns how to rob and steal and make money off the backs of people. I delivered Pop Tarts, a whole trailer load of Pop Tarts. You want to know? I felt robbed and I didn't have to pay it. It's called a lumper fee. They pay people, these big companies. I was at Gordon's Food Products or whatever. They pay another company. This is another business that you could do. You teach a whole bunch of people how to run a forklift and come say, hey, we'll do it for this price. We'll undercut these folks and come in here and unload these trucks for you. And me as the truck driver, I got to pay it. I paid $568 to have them unload this truck. I felt like I got robbed. Do you see what I'm saying? I felt like I freaking got robbed. But that was legal. There's a legal way to become a stronger group of people. There's a legal way to be strong, to become a stronger set of individuals. And we will never grow as a people until we start understanding, stop worrying about all that daggone money, and start uplifting and start standing by those people that are out on the battlefield, the advocates for the poor, the advocates for the downtrodden, the advocates for there are some people that are called criminals that actually didn't do it. There are advocates for people that want equal rights. And stop, it's nothing against the LGBTQ. Y'all got more rights than half of the freaking African. We do. We need to meet with the LGBTQ community and ask them, hey, what did y'all do? We need to figure this out so we can have some more rights. Do you see what I'm saying? We need to start uplifting each other in the way and start tearing down generations of destruction that was wreaked upon us as a people. We need to start tearing down and rebuilding, just like they do in the military. When you go to boot camp, they tear you down and you get rebuilt into a fighting force, a force that would help, a force that could help for good. But do we want to do that? Do we want? And again, look, whatever you do within the confines of your home and within the confines of your space, that could be in public, ain't got nothing to do with me. That's your business. That's your business. But I'm not looking down at you. But a lot of us, we like, we call each other kings and queens, and I'm not looking down at nobody. That's your business. But if we come into a business situation with the only African American that's working there, another one comes in. I said it the other day. Do we help each other? Hey, come on. Let's have a minute. Let's talk. Let me tell you about this place. Let me tell you what to watch out for. Let me tell you what to. This is how you do it. Let me tell you. No, we don't. We're the first one to tear that fellow brother, that fellow sister down, but we call each other kings and queens. How are you calling somebody a king and a queen that's living in Section 8? How you call somebody a king and queen that's living in the projects? Well, yeah, I understand. But you get with you. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to get yourself out of those situations. And then we say we in the hood, but then soon as a Caucasian comes in, they buy a house for dirt cheap because it's red line that's in the hood. They'll buy a house for dirt ass cheap and build it up. As soon as they see something, they call the cops. And the cops come, and the cops come, and the cops come, and it starts to clean up the neighborhood. And then another group will come in and say, no, I'm gonna move over here because they here, they all right. I'm gonna move next to them. And then next thing you know, well, they gentrified the neighborhood. You let them. How come you didn't call the cops? Well, I ain't gonna be no snitch. After snitch. I'm gonna be a snitch. You come in my neighborhood with that mess. Well, it used to be. I got new neighbors now. They pretty cool. But when I had the Asian neighborhood, he wouldn't even talk to me. And I would throw grass seed on his grass. I was trying to get his grass to grow so it wouldn't just roll over and when it rained, come into my pool on my lawn, in my driveway. I would give him stuff, and he barely spoke to me. Do unto others as you want done to yourself. My brother, my sister. You know what I'm saying? I understand the concept that we're trying to uplift each other. We use the fact that because Egypt had kings and queens. We come from kings and queens. No, we don't. Most of us come. Our ancestors that came from Africa, they came from African villages that were overrun by other Africans that sold us. There was white slaves, and y'all sold each other. Yeah, they're gonna burn in hell too for selling us. And then we use the excuse of Christianity. That's a good one. I love that one. We use the excuse of Christianity. Well, the slave master. Yeah, you're right. It was changed. But guess what? Guess where the oldest Christian Bible, not Bible, it's actually not called the Bible, Holy Scriptures resides. And when I get some money, I'm gonna get that book. Ethiopia, not King Stupid James. And there's more books in that daggone and in those Holy Scriptures. Ethiopia, and they have genetic proof. They have genetic proof that there's an Ethiopian tribe that originates from one of the tribes of Israel. Guys, we don't even know half of our history because it's been withheld from us. We don't even know. We don't even know. And that's the sad part. Half of us don't even want to know. Well, I'm going to just do this, and I'm just going to do this, and I'm just going to act like this. And I'm just going to keep my attitude. Well, that's you. I have an attitude of gratitude. I have an attitude of gratitude because it seems like I got the I have the attitude. This one I knew this dude. It was years ago. I was like 19, 1920, so something like that. And this guy, this old, big old white dude, I worked there. I was a security guard. He says he went down the line, and I'm not gonna say, but he said every racist ethnicity, blacks, Max, Puerto Rican, Spanish, boy, he went down Chinese. He said every racist name for all these people. He says I don't like blah blah. He just went down the line, and he said that in a manner. He said that in a manner that blew my mind. He said, but you know what? I like you. And I was reminded, just reminded a minute ago, I get some of this from my father. I can make friends with dang near anybody because my father was my father before he passed years ago was he had a property up in North Georgia around the way he will lived, and he was friends with a Klan member, like a very important Klan member in that county, and not as the way, but real man to man friends. We have to learn. We can agree to disagree, but we have to learn how to get along and be able to uplift each other in a way that doesn't compromise our core values, but it brings us to a point where we can actually build something. We can reach one, teach one. A lot of y'all are talking about getting, homesteads and buying land and buying property. But you know what? You got to start from childhood with your children to let them know, don't get rid of this that I worked so hard for. Build on it, make it bigger. Make that kingdom that you're talking about, that Mike's talking about. My wife is my queen. You're right. Because we own the property where we're at. Make it for real that we can be kings and queens, or or presidents, or prime ministers. I think that's even better than kings and freaking queens. Because you're thinking like you're better than somebody. Or back to what I was saying, my brother, my sister. You see what I'm saying? And we done got into this. Where do you see in Africa people got nappy behind heads? Oh Lord, Lord, did I go there? I looked at one guy and I'm looking like that ain't even a style. You just ain't comb your head. You didn't even comb your nappy ass head. Just comb it out, trim it up, make it look like something. But what do I know? You know, again, owner of this this webpage don't know what he talking about, but he loved talking about it. I'm not trying to be malicious. I'm really not. But what I'm saying is that our core values are not core values. We don't even know what core values are. Quick story. My father, man, before he passed, everything in that house was hot. From the dining room set to the living room set, the refrigerator, TV, everything. He'd buy stuff off the back of a truck. Hey, guess what? His attitude changed when someone broke into his shop and stole his stuff. So sometimes you got to change your attitude. Sometimes you got to build up. Sometimes you got to say, look, enough's enough. I don't like this situation. I don't like this. I don't like that. I remember, and I told my wife, and she was one of them. I found a pit bull. I found a pit bull in my garage. Y'all know, can't stop walking, but love mowing and cruising. Love mowing. I love doing yard work. It what brings me peace. I come in my garage and there's a pit bull, and he goes berserk and runs off. A pit bull. I've been mauled before by two Great Pyrenees. I don't know if y'all know what a Great Pyrenees is. All you homesteaders, that those big behind dogs, what they do is they protect livestock. They protect the cows, the horses. They're big and they're vicious. And I got mauled by two of them. So I don't like dogs unless it's my dog. And the fact is, I'm going to protect my property. And I remember I ran over there and I told him, and the guy, he's a Spanish brother, and he spoke some English. I said, look, you can't put that dog behind that pit bull, that freaking monster behind that rickety fence. He's going to get loose every time. Handle your dog before he gets handled. And that's not a threat, it's the truth. And when that dog, after I said that, 30 minutes later, the dog was back on my property. And when I went to the house, the dog was behind the door. He wanted to get at me like it was no tomorrow. So I went up and got my assault rifle. Yeah, I own one. Cocked it, and when I was heading downstairs on the phone with the pound, it was so funny, hilarious. I said, I'm about to light him up. And the guy was like, sir, do not leave your house. The your dog pound is on the way. Do not leave. He's yelling at the phone. Do not leave your house. He can hear me cock that daggone gun rifle. And common sense stepped in, and I went and let it. I remember I went back upstairs and I was looking out the window. No, I was in the garage looking out the window, smelling wet dog in my garage. I had to pull everything out and spray it down. And that dog catcher stayed in there, stayed at that house for an hour. He must have wrote it. He wrote them so many tickets. They got rid of the dog. Do you see what I'm saying? But we don't want to be snitches. We don't know. You invade my territory, my peace, my ancestral spot, which is my home, and you bring fear upon me. I will protect my family and my home. Do you see what I'm saying? And a lot of times y'all hear me say about the LGBT. Hey, they're human beings. And I'm gonna tell y'all one last quick story, and then I'm gonna shut it down. When I was in college becoming a chef, the only people would be my friend. But they didn't call it the LGBTQ community at that point. And that was a long time ago. Only people would be my friends because this one woman straight, she was straight, but she liked me, but she was friends with a lot of folks that were from the LGBTQ community, and they became friends of mine and treated me with the utmost respect. I was the walking joke. I was the only straight dude there. I was the walking joke. They would clear out buses like they had the plague or something, but they were my friends. So if y'all think that I'm some, hate monger against, and it's not way far from it. And I tell that story every once in a while. Way far from it. Because I'll never forget that when nobody else would be my friend, these folks, these human beings were my friend. And I've always respected that. That's why when I say I mind my business, that's y'all. You know, hey, I can barely. I'm working on keeping my woman. You know what I'm saying? But I said that to just. I brought this whole thing up just to open up the conversation about. We talk about uplifting each other. How about we really do it? How about we don't just talk about it? How about we be about it? You know what I'm saying? How about we be about it? How about we support and try to support? But when you own something, you want to be supported. Don't cop an attitude. Have an attitude of gratitude. Be thankful, like I always am. Thank you for everybody that came in today. Thank you for being a part of this, and I appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll have some uplifting, more positive stuff. I'm like, I kept on pushing this off, but finally got it out of my system. How about we be uplifting, my brother, my sister. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being a part of this live this morning. And as always, if you don't think no one loves you, I love you because guess what? A real man's gonna tell you. He's just gonna tell you like it is, but it's gonna find the right way that you can hear him out. So if you don't think no one loves you, I love you, and God loves you too. May God hold you. May God keep you. May God be part of your life, and His protection ever dwell upon you and your family. In Jesus' name, amen. Y'all have a blessed day. Enjoy the weekend. I'm going to be going to and from Florida. And enjoy yourself. And I'll be checking in on your channels. Be blessed and have a nice weekend.